6,500 engineers trapped inside Meta right now are calling their own workplace a gulag. Not competitors, not critics, the people building Mark Zuckerberg's AI future. And there is a detail buried in this story that fundamentally changes how you should think about every AI product Meta ships from this point forward. What these engineers are actually revolting against is not what you'd expect, and it has direct implications for anyone whose job touches AI, which at this point is most of us. Here is why this is erupting now. Earlier this year, Meta reorganized thousands of employees into a single massive AI unit, consolidating teams that had previously operated with real autonomy. Mark Zuckerberg personally pushed the restructuring. Chris Cox, Meta's chief product officer, oversees the broader product vision. Ahmad Aldal runs the generative AI group, and according to TechCrunch AI, what is happening inside that unit has people ready to walk. The number that stopped me cold is coming up, so let me lay out what is actually going on. Meta pulled roughly 6,500 people into this AI organization, and the internal culture reportedly collapsed almost overnight. Engineers describe being stripped of meaningful project ownership, forced into narrow tasks, micromanaged through layers of new bureaucracy, and treated as interchangeable parts rather than skilled builders. Some of them had spent years developing products with real user bases, products like Meta AI and creative tools inside Instagram and WhatsApp. Overnight, their scope shrank. Their decision-making authority vanished. One word kept surfacing in internal discussions: dehumanizing. Now, think about what that means for you personally. If you are using Meta AI in any capacity, the people building it do not feel ownership over what they are making. They feel like cogs. History tells us exactly what happens to product quality when that dynamic takes hold, and it is never good. The engineers who care the most leave first. The ones who stay become disengaged. The product suffers. By the way, if this kind of story is useful to you, hit like. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people. What I am about to show you is the part most people are missing. Here is the insider angle nobody else is really interrogating. This is not a story about bad management in isolation. This is a story about Zuckerberg's theory of AI development and why it might be fundamentally flawed. Zuckerberg has been explicit. He believes AI is an existential priority for Meta. He has said he wants to build the most advanced AI in the world and that it requires wartime discipline. The reorganization was supposed to create focus and speed, eliminate redundancy, ship faster. That is the pitch. But what he actually built, according to the people living inside it, is a structure optimized for control, not innovation. The villain here is not any single executive. It is the operating model itself, one that treats engineers as deployable resources rather than creative problem solvers. The people caught in the middle are senior engineers and team leads who were thriving in their previous roles, who joined Meta specifically because it historically gave engineers unusual latitude. Now, they sit in a structure that resembles a defense contractor more than a Silicon Valley lab. The people who benefit, at least in the short term, are Meta's competitors: Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, every company that is aggressively hiring AI talent right now. Because when 6,500 engineers are miserable, recruiting becomes trivially easy. Stay with me. The last part is what actually matters. Here is the payoff, the thing that changes everything. The most surprising part of this story is not that engineers are unhappy. That happens at every large company during reorganizations. The real revelation is the scale of internal dissent relative to how early this unit is in its existence. This AI organization is only months old. It has barely shipped anything in its current form, and it is already reportedly on the verge of revolt. That almost never happens this fast. Typically, discontent builds over years. Here, Meta managed to alienate thousands of people in weeks. That tells you something critical about the depth of the structural problem. This is not a morale dip. This is a foundational crack. Here is exactly what happens next. Meta will lose a measurable percentage of its top-tier AI researchers within 6 months. Zuckerberg will respond by doubling down on the structure, framing departures as necessary pruning. And the AI products Meta ships through the end of this year will feel rushed, fragmented, and inconsistent because the people building them are building under duress, not inspiration. Watch for it. You will see the seams. Before I go, here is your tech tip of the day. If you work in VS Code and you constantly find yourself jumping between files in a large project, stop clicking through the Explorer panel. Press Ctrl P or Command P on Mac and start typing any part of a file name. VS Code uses fuzzy matching, so you do not need the exact name or path. But here is the part most people miss. After the results appear, hold Ctrl and press Enter instead of just Enter. That opened the file in a new editor group to the side, so you do not lose your current context. It sounds small, but across a full workday of navigating a code base, this one habit saves you significant cognitive load and keeps your working files visible simultaneously. That is your tip for today. If Meta cannot keep 6,500 of its own engineers from calling their workplace a gulag, ask yourself how much confidence you should place in the AI products coming out of that building. Subscribe to Future Edge. I cover this every single day. See you tomorrow.